Welcome to practice. Today I'm going to be guiding you through a sequence that is designed to reset and strengthen the nervous system. We'll use movement and breath in order to find that balance, tap into our natural state of healing and rest, and really start to slow down our stress response, including the stress hormones that are released into the body and just our overall reaction to situations in life. At the end of the practice, you'll learn how to find that inner strength that allows us to simply respond to situations rather than be so reactive. I hope you enjoy. So for today's practice, let's come and stand at the top of our mat. Let's bring our toes together, heels slightly apart, and take a moment here to stack the body. We want to find this beautiful alignment all the way from our heels, running up the back of our legs, a slight tucking under of the pelvis here, and then start to organize the torso. Stand up nice and tall, shift your shoulders down onto our back. You should be able to feel your legs just very gently next to your fingertips, and just start to take full deep breaths in and out through the nose. Take a moment to feel the power of the breath entering the body, shifting us into this state of expansion, and then feel the softness and release of your exhale as the breath leaves the body. Keep moving with this rhythm. Taking a few more conscious breaths here. Let's inhale our hands in front of heart center. Take a moment to set an intention for your practice. So just own in on your focus, what you're wanting to draw into your life, into the body, into your practice, and breathe that in. And let's gently open the eyes. Release your hands by your side. Let's start to move with the breath. Inhale, let's rise our arms up towards the sky. Gaze comes up. And exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, gaze comes up. Let's plant the hands, jump or step back into high plank. Let's lower, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Find your hands and your feet. Make sure that your hands are shoulder width apart, that your feet are hip distance apart, and start to shift that pelvis. So curl your tailbone up towards the ceiling, finding more length and more space. Good. With your next inhale, roll forward into high plank. Your shoulders over your wrists. Your heels are stacked directly over your toes. Good. Now let's shift back, downward facing dog. Keep moving with your breath. Inhale, come forward, high plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's do a couple more here. Inhale, forward. Exhale, back. Last time, forward, exhale back. Good, let's drop down onto our hands and knees. Just make sure that your shoulder's over your wrists and that your bum is stacked directly over your knees here. Good, start to push the mat away from you. Let's start to move into cat-cow. So on your inhale, let's arch the spine, gaze comes up, and exhale, curl. Beautiful. You move at your own pace with your own breath. Just starting to open up through the chest. Starting to awaken the spine here. You can add a little more speed. Good. Let's take one more round. Let's return to a neutral spine. Inhale, take your right arm up towards the sky. Let's drop your right arm behind your left. Right shoulder comes down onto the mat, right ear. Take just one breath here as you push the mat away from you. Full exhale. Good, let's return back up. Plant your right hand, inhale your left hand up. Good, drop your left hand behind your right. Left shoulder, left ear comes down, big inhale. Full exhale. Back through center. Let's move through cat-cow. Once again, inhale, arch the spine, gaze comes up. And then curl the tailbone. Inhale, reach. Exhale to curl. Let's take a couple more here. Maybe finding a little more movement, a little more speed. Let's take our last 2. Return to a neutral spine. Once again, inhale, take your right arm up towards the sky. Drop it behind your left. Right shoulder, right ear comes down. Good, push into that left hand as you rise back up. Plant your right hand down. Inhale your left hand up. Good, drop your left hand behind your right. Left ear, left shoulder comes down. 1 inhale. Full exhale. Good, let's come back through center. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog. Okay, this time, roll forward into high plank. Let's take 1 push up here. Push back up into high plank. Drop your knees. Shift your tailbone back towards your heels. Let's drop our forearms down onto the mat. Start to curl forward, upward facing dog. And tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Good, inhale, step your right foot in between your hands. Keep your back heel stacked over your toes and let's rise up. Inhaling, your arms come up. Sink a little deeper into that front knee. Stack it directly over your ankle. Good, we're going to push all the way into that front foot. And we're going to stand up nice and tall, bringing your left knee with you. Good. Let's take 1 inhale here. And then exhale, send it back into your high lunge. Let's lean back. Coming into a bit of a back bend. 1 inhale. Exhale, return your hands back down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Let's lower, 1 push up. Returning back up into high plank. Always drop your knees if you need to there. Let's shift your tailbone back towards your heels. Drop your forearms, start to pull yourself forward, upward facing dog. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog. This time, step your left foot in between your hands. Returning into our high lunge on the left side. Okay, let's take a big inhale here. Find your reach, and again, make sure that front knee is stacked directly over your ankle. Let's shift all your weight into your left foot. Let's rise up, stand nice and tall. Bring your right knee with you. Find your balance. Pull up on the pelvic floor. And then let's step this right foot back. High lunge. Good, now let's start to lean back, coming to a gentle back bend. Come up and out of the lower back by squaring the hips. Pull the left hip back, right hip forward. Good, let's lower our hands down to the mat. Step back into high plank. We're going to do 1 push up here. Feel free to drop your knees if you need to. Return back up into high plank. Drop your knees. Shift your tail back towards your heels. Start to curl forward, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good, now let's add on. Step your right foot in between your hands. Let's rise up, just 1 inhale here. Full exhale. Let's stand up nice and tall. Bring your left knee with you. Good, if you wobble, you just join back in, root down through the right foot, and step your left leg back. Good, let's lean back, coming to a gentle back bend. Good, let's lower both hands down onto either side of your right foot. Drop your left knee down onto the mat. Walk your right toes forward. Right toes come up towards the sky, and we simply fold here, coming into our half splits. If you need more intensity, keep walking your hands forward and sink deeper and deeper over to this right leg. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Take a big breath. Good. Let's start to bend back into that right knee. Plant your hands down onto the mat and step back. Downward facing dog. Good. Let's step your left foot in between your hands. High lunge. Rise up with your arms. 1 breath here. Good. Let's stand up nice and tall. Bring your right knee with you. Pull up on the pelvic floor. Find your reach. Beautiful. Step your right foot back. Let's lean back. Gentle back bend. 1 inhale. Good. With your exhale, lower your hands down to the mat. Drop your back knee into your left foot forward, coming into our half splits. Left toes reach up towards the sky, we fold forward. That breath is rhythmic, it's consistent, it's flowing through the entire body, giving us this perfect platform to dive deeper and deeper into the mind. To dive deeper and deeper into our practice and really become settled and grounded here. Okay, let's slightly bend into that left knee, plant your hands, step back into high plank. Shoulders over your wrists, drop your knees if you need to. One push up here. High plank. Drop your knees. Shift your tailbone back towards your heels, drop your forearms, curl forward, upward facing duck. Exhale, downward facing duck. Last time, adding up. Step your right foot in between your hands. Let's rise up, high plank, or high, good high lunge here. Beautiful, reach and lengthen out of the body. Pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Stand up nice and tall. Bring your left knee with you. Come steady here into that right foot. Find your grounding, find your reach. And then let's take that left foot, step it back behind us. Let's come into our gentle back bend. One inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands back down to the mat. Drop your left knee, inch your foot forward. Half splits, just 2 breaths here. Good. This time, bend into that front knee, and then we are going to straighten both legs here. So you might need to step your left foot in just slightly. Bring your right toes up towards the sky. Fold forward. Good, let's plant your right foot down onto the mat. Walk your fingertips forward. Find a little more length through the spine. Drop your gaze back towards your knee. Beautiful, let's bring a slight bend into that front knee. Walk your fingertips back, step back, downward facing duck. Let's step our left foot in between our hands. Let's rise up here, arms up towards the sky. Sink into your front knee. Let's step all the way forward. Bring your right knee with you. Find the lift. Find some length here out of the body. Good. Let's step your right foot back. Come into your back bend. Let's bring our hands down onto the mat. Drop your right knee. Walk your left foot forward. Left toes up towards the sky. And fold nice and deep here. Now the body is starting to unwind for us. It's starting to warm up. We're starting to get in touch with more of the subtle sensations in the body. Okay, let's bring a little bend into your front knee. Plant your right foot down, and then let's straighten both legs. Left toes up towards the sky. Step your right foot in slightly. Fold forward. If you need a little more length, drop your left foot down to the mat. Walk your fingertips forward. Lengthen here. Good, let's bring our gaze forward. Step your right foot forward to meet your left, and let's take a nice forward fold here. Let's start to roll up through the spine. Coming to stand at the top of your mat into Samasthiti. Okay, last full vinyasa. Inhale, rise up with the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, gaze comes up. Let's jump or step back into high plank. Shoulders over your wrists. Let's take one push up here. Rise back up, high plank. Drop your knees. Shift back. Bring your forearms down onto the mat and start to curl forward, upward facing duck. Exhale, downward facing duck. Let's bring our gaze forward, jump all the way through onto your seat. Straighten your legs out in front of you and take a forward seated fold. Drop the gaze. Let's start to really fold into ourselves and slow things down. Through the movement, through the practice, we're able to reset the rhythms in the body just by really focusing on the breath and flushing out any stagnant energy in the body. So this becomes our clean slate. Then we get to recreate, reprogram, rediscover our true desire. And let's roll up through the spine. Cross your right foot over top of your left, and one more time, fold forward. Drop the neck, slow down your breath. Make sure it's still rhythmic and then it's moving in and out through the nose. Let's roll up through the spine, switch sides. Left over your right, fold forward. Becoming more and more comfortable with ourselves as we fold deeper and deeper. Good, let's rise all the way up. Let's draw our knees in, coming into a comfortable seated position at the top of your mat. Good, let's bring our hands onto our knees. Take a couple deep breaths down into the belly. Keep the shoulders soft, keep the jaw soft. Take a few more rounds of this extremely conscious breath. Feeling the power, feeling the energy surrounding this new life, this new energy, and the new possibility that exists all around us. One more breath. And very gently, you can slowly start to open your eyes. Coming back to the space just there in front of you. Thank you very much. Namaste.